All right, so we took a brief intermission there so that way the chicken could cool and I could figure out how I wanted to describe how to cut this. And I figured it out. So ultimately, go ahead and finish that really quick. Ultimately, what we're gonna wanna do is come over, so we have this small thigh like this. Keep your hands away from the blade. You know, knives are sharp. So we're gonna wanna do that just nice and easy. You're not in a rush. Just nice and easy, okay? If it doesn't go all the way through, just nice and gentle. Nice and gentle, okay? If you have itty bitty pink bits in there, like a tiny, tiny amount, not saying that we have it here, but if it was just like that amount right there, that would be perfectly fine. That'll get cooked off in the quesadilla. So after we have these little lines of chicken strips here, we're gonna wanna form that line completely, like so. So that way we can get those nice little bite-sized chicken. So that way we come over here, put your hand on top of the knife like this, and just press down. Gravity to your advantage. Okay, and we're gonna do that a couple times, like that. Put some force behind it, okay? Chicken's dead, it doesn't feel it. So that's all of our chicken right there. So we'll go ahead and do up some of those smaller bits. And you know what? Go ahead and take a piece, like that. Go ahead and try a piece. You've earned it. So, lick your fingers. Very tasty. Now, set the knife down. You can actually put it away if you still want. But, all right, at this point, tortilla. Remember what I said before. We have a method for this. I'm gonna put some cheese. And we're gonna wanna put a healthy amount of cheese in here. Something about like that. Because as this melts, its total like volume will decrease. Pick up some of the chicken, drop it up in there. And again, at this point, it's all preference. If you like a super meaty quesadilla, go ahead and load that sucker up. All right, no reason not to. And then again, we're gonna top it with some cheese. Don't forget to turn your griddle up all the way, okay, if you have one. We're gonna wanna use maximum heat for this. That way it melts and crisps up quickly. Normally I'm a fan of the method of low and slow, but for this, it's a quesadilla. At this point, we're gonna wanna fold it like so, just in half. Or if you so desired, if you just wanted a big ass quesadilla, you don't have to do it on half here like this. You can spread it out across the whole thing and top it like that. Personally, I like the fold. So that's what we're gonna do. So there's our fold, like that, about in half. Here's our butter. You could do this with oil if you wanted. Oil tends to provide more crispiness, I have found. But the butter provides a nice, rich flavor to the tortilla itself, and it actually becomes more of an element to the dish than just, you know, a placeholder. So spread it just like you would be spreading butter on a sandwich or peanut butter on a sandwich, however you want to work that analogy. Now, obviously at this point, we could flip it over and butter the other side, but then our butter on the side we just buttered here would taste like counter. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna hold it from this end, like so, place it down, just like that. So this next part is all sound-based. Okay? Because much like the meat, butter likes to betray you. Okay? In the sense that it will just go, okay, I'm not crisp, I'm not crisp, I'm not crisp, and then all of a sudden it's black. So we're gonna wanna listen for this. So long as it keeps sizzling, so long as it's a low sizzle, we know that it's fine. Okay? And if you're ever curious at any point, it's like, oh, well, I think it stopped sizzling. Grab a spatula and feel underneath. If it feels kind of grainy and kind of like a solid object, then you can go ahead and pick it up and take a look. But if it's bendy, flaccid, wet feeling, you know it's not done because it's still melted butter under there. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep rolling. Nice little bit of cheese there. For this next one, we're gonna go ahead and use our green onions that we went ahead and cooked up. Now, a lot of people, they steal a bite. Who cares? You cooked it. A lot of people like to put it on the outside.
Because it's so green, it's so pretty.
Fuck that. It's more about flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and put some green onions up in there. Just like that. Just a little bit. It adds a little texture and adds a little of the onion flavor. Go ahead and get some more cheese. So as far as like the amount of cheese to be putting in here, you really can't add too much. You really can't. And the reason is, the only way that you can add too much is if you can't fold it. Or if you're just layering a second tortilla on top, you won't have that issue. So, at this point, we have that folded, but our butter has stopped sizzling. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look. Okay, we got a beautiful crisp under there, so it's about time to flip. So we're gonna take another butterful, or a knife full of butter, not a butter full of knife, and go ahead and butter this side. Now, if you were a lunatic, you would just pick it up and flip it, but do not do that. Do not burn yourself. We have the technology to flip, okay? It's called a spatula. Invest in it. All right, and then we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3. Just like that. And there's our sizzle again, right? And we have this beautiful golden brown. At this point, we're gonna wanna push down. The reason we push down is to not only spread the cheese out across the entire surface area under here, but also to form our quesadilla to that nice, even shape. All right, so we're gonna let that go. All right, and I said, always something you could be doing, right? So push there, hold it, butter, and it's just rinsing and repeating. As soon as this one goes, as soon as this one on the griddle is completed, go ahead and show you the easiest way to cut it. And again, you can touch the bottom here. You can touch that to here, that's fine. And then just lay it down. Right, that way it holds it steady. Nothing wrong with that. And be sure to push down a little bit. It just helps the fold in the quesadilla a little bit. And we have some runaway onions in there, which is fine. They will be eaten. And we're just gonna keep going. All right, we're gonna do about 4 of these in total. Let's see, again, this butter has gone silent. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna check on it, all right? By this point, the top here is cooled to a point that we can touch it. Check on the bottom. Look at that beautiful crust, right? So, we're actually gonna put it back down on the griddle. Yes, I know I'm a lunatic, but set that tortilla aside. We're gonna go ahead and get our cutting board. Take it off just like that, nice and easy. If you don't have this exact spatula where it kind of bends and everything, that's fine. Any spatula will do. So at this point, we have 2 options. We can either take our pizza cutter here, nice circular, and just go across like this, which I'll go ahead and do now. Start in the center, just kind of work your way down. Nice and easy. So these could actually use a little longer. You can tell because it has a little grains of cheese here, but that's seconds. And at this point, you can cut it up however you want. But as far as like the other method, we can take our knife that we took before, if you're feeling fancy, pull it across, put your hand on top. Never put your hand under here. Never do this, never do that, never do this. It's all lunacy. Okay, we're gonna put our hand on top and we're just gonna go like a guillotine. It's nice and down, slide it away. Got a nice easy piece. All right, take a bite, you've earned it. All right, so at this point it's all about how many slices you want this to go into. Now, don't get too distracted by this because we have the tortilla on. Butter stopped. So, like in a Dora the Explorer episode, we've been, oh, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Reason you don't want to do this because then the butter melts on one side. So we're going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, flip. All right, as you saw, some cheese went out. That's fine. It's cheese. It's not acid. It's not napalm. It's not the coronavirus. It's not Ebola. It's cheese. It's a dairy product. It's okay. All right. So we have our completed board. So we're going to go ahead and move it up here. And then move it there. Now, again, optional. We like to have ours with a little bit of sour cream. Optional. Not necessary. But there is your basic cheese quesadilla. That is it. Just chicken, some cheese, tortillas. Very easy, very cheap to make. If you're on a budget, like I said, you can make it fancy if you so desire with some green onions. Or if you're just hungry, it's nice and easy to whip up. It's cost efficient. Go ahead and check on this really quick. Not even close. All right? That's it. Enjoy your dinner.